situation where they're honestly going to be primed to take not only a guaranteed bracket stage spot, but honestly, I think if they win here, they're probably going to be taking that #1 seed as well, which means they're going to be feeling very confident going into the bracket stage. However, though, all gamers here, they could still fall, and that would actually make this a much closer race to see who makes it into the bracket stage. If they go down here, they'll be 2-1, and they'll be dead even with Pacific Makta, and that'll actually bring up Q9 to a 2-1 even record with them as well.
And it must be said, the remainder of their group stage is not easy. Their games after this one, they play Black Dragon later tonight, and then they play Pacific Makta tomorrow. So they've still got quite a tough run through the remainder of this group stage. So this game, while not a must-win, would certainly be an excellent boost for them, both to get a bit of vengeance on the CROSSFIRE finals from last year, and also to give themselves a nice boost and let a bit of pressure off when they have to go up against Black Dragon and Pacific Makta. So I think it's a nice little, could be a nice little boost for them, but certainly they've already done very well getting to 2-0. Now we have to see if they can extend this lead further.
And right now, a lot of this, I think, is going to be, again, down to this map veto. And like I was saying earlier in the day, they know in the back of their minds who won what map when these teams met in the CFPL finals, and that's definitely going to be a factor, I think, here just mentally as they prepare for this matchup. But honestly, out of the two teams, All Gamers has looked better today than what we've seen from Q9. However, even on Q9's matches, even in their shaky performances, they still had some very strong showings, especially from the likes of Solo there, who just came out with a ton of big plays in all the games they've had so far. And if he can keep that up, he's definitely going to be one of the bigger threats, I think, for All Gamers in this matchup.
So it'll certainly be a fun one to watch. Both of these teams have had some interesting games today, some fun ones to have a look at. Of course, Q9 giving us that very first overtime, the only overtime in the very first game of the day. It was a very exciting one to watch over on Subbase, but it'll be interesting to see exactly where we're going to end up here for the Chinese derby, as I'm now going to call it very inventively. You say, I mean, I'm sure there's a snappier title. Carl, you got anything for me?
No.
No? All right, Chinese derby it is. Done. Excellent. Very
Q9,
snappy.
they seem very focused. Both teams, honestly, looking very eager to get into this matchup. You can see this is a serious one for them, fighting for basically a nice chance to prove who is currently on top in China. Obviously, we saw Q9 the winner of that CFPL finals, but it was a 3-2 matchup between them in the CFPL finals. So it's definitely to say either team could win this, especially in this best-of-1 situation right now.
Exactly that. And while it is, in a sense, a matchup for the best in China, it's not definitive as it is the best of one, but let's have a look at the bands. Ankara gone, so we won't be seeing that one yet today, and Mexico gone. So the two maps that we haven't played, we're not going to see. Good. And it's Black Widow again. All right, so back to familiar turf for us. I wonder if we can make it through the entire day without seeing Ankara or Mexico.
It is possible, I know, especially on the Chinese team side. They've banned Mexico quite often, so I don't think we'll see that too often. Ankara hasn't necessarily been banned a lot, but it just hasn't gotten the random draw. It seems like almost every random draw we've seen when it is in the pool, it's been Black Widow and Port pretty consistently coming out of those draws. So
even Subbase, just those are the only maps we've had.
Yep. Just those three on repeat. But honestly, I think this is a really great map to showcase both of these teams at their highest level. We've seen All Gamers play it earlier in the day. They looked very strong, very counter-aggressive. But it's not only that. These two teams also know each other very well on this map. It's a very strong map for both of these teams. So I think it's really a great map to see who's going to come out on top here and really take the helm as this tournament progresses. And honestly, I think whoever wins this match has a very strong possibility of being that #1 seed when it's all said and done in the group stage, because whoever wins this is going to have that confidence of knowing that they are currently on top. And AG, they currently already are, so they could actually just establish a 3-0 lead from the start here and potentially go in as our only team undefeated in the group stage, which honestly, with how good all these teams are playing, would be impressive to say the least here.
Especially because with our last game being an 18-round game as well, we're keeping our average of rounds per game just above 18. I'm not sure what it actually is right now, but it's somewhere around like 18.2.3, something like that. So on average, we're playing more than a full game every game, care of that overtime series earlier. We just haven't had any blowouts. The biggest deficits we've had have been 10-6 and 10-7, both of Carbon's losses. And other than that, it's been 10-8 in the one overtime. So this has been an incredibly close day. So the fact that despite all of these close results, All Gamers have still managed to grab wins in both of their games and have a chance at going 3-0 is all kinds of ridiculous. But here we are, the red light, contrary to traffic signals means go. About to get this game underway here. The Chinese derby, Q9 taking on All Gamers. Kyle, no score, but give me your team. Who you got?
I'm going to go with All Gamers here. I think they've just been playing stronger on the day. Q9, we've seen more mistakes come out from. It's not to say they can't win here, but All Gamers, I think they just have consistency and momentum on their side right now. And in a matchup this close, that could be enough.
Let's see then, All Gamers for Kyle, but I think this one's going to be very back and forth. As you say, they are 2-0. They've certainly seemed more solid in the games they've played today, but Q9 certainly no slouches. In their second game, we can certainly see them warming up, and now we get on to Black Widow once again. All Gamers up against Q9, All Gamers starting on the blacklist side of things, which we would normally say is the preferred side, but given the last matchup where it wasn't, it remains to be seen, but traditionally it's certainly more of an attacking-sided map. But All Gamers off the start, taking this one slowly. A bit of control out into A long, but no real presence opposing them from Q9 just yet, favoring instead a short and mid-heavy setup.
And for AG especially, I think it's going to be a benefit for them to start on this half. We saw them in a situation where they got 6-3'd on their global risk half earlier in the day against Boss, but they still pulled off a 7-2 on their blacklist half. So honestly, AG, they have to be feeling pretty comfortable with this first half to start off on the blacklist side. Right now, though, they're playing very passive, waiting to see if Q9 takes an aggressive approach here. But so far, Q9, they're not going to be playing too aggro. They're just going to have a couple players posted up here on the catwalk waiting to see what AG wants to do here. And right now it is going to be AG going for the flash play up cat. TF has the flash in hand. He's going to flash over for his teammates as they rush in here. But the smoke is going to come down to try and block them out. Doesn't seem to do anything to stop them just yet. K going to be leading the charge here, but that smoke actually causing a bit more trouble than they thought. ZQ still finds the first through it, but Bean and Solo clean this one up nicely. CZHY with another, but ZQ, he still holds on, gets a triple kill to answer back, and it's still an even numbers 2v2. Bean runs into trouble. AG somehow finding themselves back into this round. It's going to be a 1v2 now for Yaze. We'll see if he can make it happen here. He's going to be slow on the retake, though. Spots one from Cat. ZQ drops down to get the support of his teammate. Now it's going to be a difficult 1v2 ahead, but he gets the nade frag. ZQ goes down, and it's going to be TF and Yaze now in a 1v1. The hunt is on.
Yaze has control of that explosive device right now on catwalk. TF working his way out through mid. Yaze knows that he's got the positioning here, but the timing is everything. TF's actually trying to play the mind games, going back over to the site. Deagle in hand, still needs to go and get that bomb, and it looks like he will just about be given the freedom to do it. Yaze chooses to go back out into mid instead. Not sure exactly where TF is going, perhaps.
He doesn't have time to plant, does he? He's going to run out of time.
Oh, no.
Oh, just barely.
What?
I got nervous there. It looked like he had no time to plant.
Staggeringly close, but Yaze's going to come through and grab it either way.
Crazy timing there. I thought for sure he was just going to miss the plant, but either way, the round falls away from them. And that is going to be a nice, confident start now on the board. But obviously, this is a matchup where it can go either way. But getting that momentum to go your way on that global risk half is a nice start, considering how many struggles had AG faced on this before in their first matchup of the day, where they only got 3 rounds on their defensive half. So Q9 off to a great start here, but came down to a 1v1 there, which is definitely a strong tell that this match is going to consistently be one that goes back and forth.
18 rounds on deck. Seems to be the standard for the day. And I would expect this matchup with the caliber of these teams to be no different. Should certainly be delivering here. So where it goes for a quick peek down short, gets a quick bit of info. Not given an engagement just yet, but we'll spam a few bullets through and then fall back with the control that he's gained. Beans with that AWM once again, looking for the frag here as they push in towards this B bomb site. Flash comes through into TMQ, will slow them down, but there's 2 players already here on B, 2 more who could potentially come over and join them. This might be a bit of a trap that AG are about to walk into. That said, they're still being very careful around here into mid. They're not going to be able to win that fight on the ZZHY. They were looking for that, try and open it up. TF will find one with that AWM, but it's just a trade. Bean, an excellent reposition, will grab himself that opening frag.
Now it is going to sit in favor of Q9 once again. Bean taking a lot of heavy damage here, though, over towards the B bomb site. Gets knocked down very low from TF there. And now it is going to be all about the execution here from AG. They are definitely in need of this round if they want to keep it close from the start. But Q9, they're closing in on a 2-0 lead to start this one off. Yaze, though, facing a lot of pressure here, has to back off to the B double doors. TMQ very low. TF goes down. Bean hitting nice shots here from this B window position, and it's going to be K who takes down Yaze. Now to make it a 2-on-3. TMQ, though, he's stuck here on this bomb side entry, very low on HP. 10 left to work with. K really needs to come in for the support and open this one up. But K, he's actually going to use this as a fake to sort of rotate his way over towards the A bomb site. But Solo, he catches the missteps here from K. He's going to have a chance to fight him here and now. And Q9 sitting in a prime position to take the round now. TMQ on 10 HP, looking for a clutch and a dream here, but with just no time to plant this bomb. All Q9 has to do is hide, and the round is theirs. And you can definitely tell them calling out there. All they know is that he could be somewhere in mid, so they're just going to safely position themselves over towards B and let the time run out. And then that's again where we see just time not being on the side of AG so far.
Let's see how things are going to happen this time. But a lot of utility comes out immediately from Q9 every single round. I think it's some aggressive smokes and flashbangs, things like that. But TF is going to be the one to find the opening pick onto Solo. That's inside short, I believe. Yes, it was. Solo was getting aggressive, and TF caught the angle. This is the best start that AG have had for a few rounds here. They have gone down 2-0, but one was due to a 1v1, one was due to time. It's not like their rounds have been stomps yet from Q9, but they're still getting the wins across on the board, and they're on that defending side as well.
Now this is the chance, though, for AG to put their first on the board. They have that 5-on-4 advantage, but they still need to be careful in this situation. Both rosters are easily able to win out in these number down situations, so they can't take each other lightly here, especially Q9 in this position to potentially lead 3-0 if they're able to turn this one out in a 4v5 to go their way. AG, though, grouping up 4 players here for this execution onto A. They are ready and in position. Bean spots them, can't connect the shots, though. Now AG gonna force their way in. They run into trouble, though. ZZHY, he's one and done, but Bean still hasn't compromised his position yet, and this is a great positioning from him. Yaze takes down one on the rotation, but Bean, he's gonna be caught by TMQ. It's a 1-on-3 now. Yaze looking for something big to keep Q9 in this uncontested lead, but right now AG in a prime position to take that away from them. Q9, though, hoping that this 1v3 can come to life, but just doesn't look very likely here. Yaze running into some trouble here. He already knows ZQ's playing on the back of Cat. ZQ, nice headshot there to finish him off, and now all gamers do indeed find their first round here.
And just like that, this is once again a close game. From 2-0 to 2-1, and now it's just one round separating the two. I just said 1 and 2 way too many times. We're going to roll with it. Pressure out towards long this time. The smokes and grenades. The standard utility that's been thrown pretty much every round, and Q9 are playing this smartly. They do commit to throw the grenades and flashbangs around the corner, but then they fall back so they don't get caught out by the grenades coming in from AG. Which they will continue to do. Once again, though, AG not really committing towards anywhere just yet. They do get a bit of info out long, where they've been doing this pretty much every round to some extent or another. Now they'll move in towards mid as well, see what they can find.
So far, definitely a lot of hesitation coming out from AG. They seem very nervous to approach Q9 in these aim duels. Definitely not feeling the confidence here as we've seen from them in their past matchups, but we'll see if they can keep moving this one forward and bring it to a tie here. A 2-2 start, definitely not a bad situation for them to be in, considering Q9 did pick up those first 2 here. So right now they're going to be looking for a potential opening here up towards Catwalk. Now they're going to run into trouble. Zemo, he's taken down already. K looking for the repeat, but ZZHY, he's here to try and respond, but it's just going to be shut down completely. ZQ and K making a wide opening onto this A bomb site. Yaze finds one on the rotation, this 2v5. Now down to a 2-on-4. Bean, though, takes some heavy nade damage there in the A window. TMQ gonna spot him, can't connect the shot, but Bean just barely getting out with his life there. Only about 15 HP or so to work with. Now Yaze has to try and find this round 1v4. He's gonna be taken down, though, and that's another clean round going over to all gamers here, and they tie this one up right away.
I wonder if it was a headset issue earlier. Just noticed that that player we were just looking at has a pair of headphones on and a lav mic clipped to his collar instead of wearing a headset. It's interesting. This is personal preference. Nice having spotted today, but the spam is very good through the box. Not quite finding the kills just yet, though. It's 4 players towards long. 1 goes down for Q9. The other 3 still looking to potentially commit. The flashbangs come in. Solo wants to peek. He's going to have the support as CFGI. Bean actually coming around as well, but there's still 2 players here, and all of the kills are now going the way of Q9. Solo grabbing 2. Here's K coming out with a quick headshot out through mid, but 2 versus 3. Sanity has admittedly been slightly restored. The bomb is down where AG can retrieve it. And they've actually got TMQ working his way onto B, clearing out B, in fact. So that means there is an opening for this bomb to go down.
Definitely a nice positioning play where AG could use this to come back into the round. But the question is, how is Q9 going to respond? They actually know TMQ has the ability to push through mid and take control of B, so they're actually going to go for a full flank here as a team, wrapping everyone behind for this retake onto B. But the question is, will AG commit to the plant or maybe just push through and go A? But they're going to make the safe decision here. They're going to plan it for the box room and just play the timer here and hope that they can win out and put themselves on top. Right now, though, Q9, they do have that one-man advantage here. And it is going to be Solo playing sort of a lurker position here to potentially catch one of these players off guard. But here comes the double peek. TMQ goes one and done. He's going to be taken down. It's all on K here to try and win this one out in a 1-on-2. 19 seconds. The bomb ticking down. He's going to run into one player, though. Solo going down immediately, and it's all on ZZHY in the 1v1. Pressure definitely on here. ZZHY only has 10 seconds. Gets a shot, though, through the box onto K. Now it's going to be a question of if he'll hold the defuse. He's going to go for it here. Will he get it in time? No, it's not going to happen. K just barely saving the day there. And just like that, AG, that's 3 straight rounds in a row to find themselves on top now.
That was very, very close indeed, but nonetheless, we always thought this game was going to be close, and it's indeed continuing that way. Once again, though, Q9 go back to what they were doing before, where they throw nades at long and then run away. Choosing not to fight that one, which is a smart decision. Instead, they're going to regroup. And look at the change in setup here. No mid control. 3 players on B, 2 players holding A. They're actually going a bit aggressive here on B. This is risky given that TMQ is looking at it, but will he catch it out?
Right now, they do get that water control. Now Q9 just has to decide what they want to do with this information. They should have a hunch that there is going to be a lot of positioned players out towards A, but TMQ, he still has a chance to try and contest here, but Bean gets the opener, takes down TF, wins that sniper v sniper duel, but it's actually going to be ZQ on the sniper this time around here for AG. Interesting decision. TF usually the one with that in his hands now, so we'll see if ZQ can make an impact here with that gun. But right now, it is going to be... I'm not sure if TF had it before he went down or not.
Yeah, neither am I. So that would make a lot of sense as to why ZQ now has it, but we'll see.
Smokes do come over, though. It is going to be still a 5-on-4 in favor of Q9 here, but they need to be careful. K in prime position to potentially swing out of the mid double doors and potentially take down Solo here if he's not ready for this position, but Solo, he might go for the wide peak himself here. Definitely wants to be careful on this one. There's 3 players playing in the top of mid. Spots a couple of them. He's just going to back off. He knows he doesn't want to challenge that again because he doesn't know who else could be lurking in the shadows. But even, he snuck up onto the A-bomb site all by himself. He's going to pull Solo out of position, takes him down anyways. And this is a big opening for AG, even completely distracting these A-bomb side players. And now there's a chance for AG to make a pinch play over towards B, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. They're going to send 2 players quickly into the box room. TMQ catches Yaze off guard, and it's going to be a 3-on-3. TMQ trying to hold down this position, but they have to be careful. Zemo is very close by on the rotation.
Okay, he's got the lurk out through mid. He's just going to wait to hear the noise, wait for them to run past him. Right now, they're still looking at it. He's waiting for his teammates to get the bomb down, force the issue, and as soon as he hears these players get off his position, he's going to go out for this backstab. They're still looking at him for now, though. Zemo actually might just walk straight into it, does check it, and will get the kill. That's the flank, that's the lurk cleaned up. Now it comes down to this bomb site hold, 2 versus 3. ZQ and TMQ, dynamic Q duo on deck. TMQ finds one, but Bean gets the trade. Now all down to ZQ. First player comes his way, does get it now into the 1 versus 1. Zemo solo indeed. He's actually managed to make his way outside the window as well, ZQ. He might just have done enough here. That bomb timer ticking lower and lower. Just 10 seconds left. Zemo going to negotiate his way around the box. He's actually going for the full stick here, and it will be checked. All gamers come through with another one. It's again a tense 1v1, but they get it done.
Great positioning there, too, on AG's part, knowing that he needed to sneak into the window. ZQ positioned himself nicely to just play that timer perfectly, and now they're going to be up 4-2 in a very confident lead here, and this is generally what we expect, though, when a team like this takes control on Black Widow. AG, a very confident Blacklist-sided team. They had a 7-2 showing on their performance in this map earlier today, so it wouldn't surprise me to see something similar here, even against the likes of Q9. But Q9, an equally confident team on their blacklist half. But K starts it off right here for AG, takes down Bean. That's going to be an off the table now for Q9.
Immediately gets the flash into short as well to suppress that repeat, suppress the trade, but it's 3 players stacked up here. CZHY is calling it, but he's been obliterated by ZQ. Solo goes for the peak, but thinks better of it, throws a grenade, which does miss, but nonetheless, the push is coming into this A bomb site now. Comm's very frantic, as you can hear in the background there. It's Solo looking for the engagement. ZQ's just going to play the pillar here, does get flashed out, but just has to stay down. TF's going to find the Norm frag as well. The bomb is down. Very difficult round now for Q9 to come back into the flanks here from K as well, and he's going to find both. Excellent timing from him, and that will be the 5th round now, going the way of all gamers. Doing well to move themselves towards this 3-0. 5 rounds now left for them to take this win. 2 left in the half.
Now AG on track as well to maybe create the biggest spread on a scoreline we've seen so far. Already up 5-2, potentially a 7-2 half, and definitely not a game I would expect to have our furthest separation of score here. But right now, AG playing quite well on their blacklist half, but still a lot of time left for Q9 to try and recover here.
And even if AG win this round and then the game goes into 18 rounds or overtime or whatever, if they get 1 or 2 more, I think they'll create the biggest separation of scores we've had, period. It's like, I think the biggest spread we've had at any point during a game has been 4 rounds at most. We've had 4-1s, 5-1s, no more than that. So if they can get a 5-round lead, I think that might be the biggest lead we've actually had at any point here. But the push will come in. 2 frags go the way of Yaze. Great lockdown from him now, falling back. Pressure's on, but he's continuing to do work. Grabs his 3rd kill and a 4th. Shuts him down entirely. It's K, 1 versus 4.
Very low HP here as well. He should go down, and that's going to be Solo to take him down. And Q9, they finally get an answer back before things get a bit too scary here. And now they have some strong potential here to make this a 5-4 half, which would honestly, considering that this map is blacklist sided, a 5-4 half for Q9 still has to feel pretty comfortable here because they are a very confident team on their attack. So we'll see if they can close this out 5-4. But AG still looking at a potential 6-3 half would be a nice lead for them to have going into their defensive half. But Bean starts it off right for Q9. Gets the early pick there onto TMQ. Now we wait to see if AG has an answer for this. They were up so much, but AG, surely to thank TF on that one, somehow wins that fight. Not a whole lot of HP left to work with, though, as he is going to get the pick, but still a heavy cost of health in that process.
Nonetheless, frag's a frag, brings it back to a 4 versus 4, and TF looking for the mistake to be made, and he will find that shot as well. Excellent reflexes to grab that one on Zemo, very fast. And now a 3 versus 4. Despite him still being low, it's an advantage for AG that they so desperately need. The 6th round here on their attacking side would go a long way in securing them this game. And the flank's going to get punished as well. The push from Yaze comes out. K's waiting. 2 versus 4. AG all ready to do this one, but Bean will grab himself the 1 kill to bring us back a little bit more to normality. Now into a 3 versus 2. At this point, the defenders pretty much have to split themselves between the bomb sites, 1 on either side. Bean on B. CZHY here locking down A, looking at short. It's a gamble, but it's one they have to go for at this point. You've either got to gamble stack both players, or you go 1 on each site, and they hope they can do that. CZHY grabs 1, but immediately is traded and now brings it back to just Bean. 1v2 for the final round. Just going to go hunting for an AK-47, and we'll find that. So a bit more clutchable than an AWM, certainly. Going to go for the jump through the window. We'll land it. And now 32 seconds left. Bean, 1 versus 2 for the half. What have you got for us, son? Is it going to be the 6-3 for AG, or will Bean manage to clutch it back? Hasn't spotted him out just yet. I think he has been spotted, though. The shot's certainly coming in. Bean now with a chance to land. ZQ is just going to play the time. Even 2 not peeking. They're running away. There's 15 seconds left on the bomb. They're playing the timer to perfection. This is almost unwinnable for Bean, even if he gets that kill, and he won't. And it will be the 6-3 half for all gamers.
Definitely a very confident scoreline, but not an unexpected one, to be quite fair. 6-3, pretty much a generic half from what we'd expect here on Black Widow. 6-3, 5-4 in favor of the blacklist side is pretty normal, so still definitely time to recover for Q9, but after a very confident first half from AG, they still have their work cut out for them here.
Indeed they do, but they put themselves in a good position. 6-3 ties itself with the most dominant halves we've had today, which have all been 6-3 and 5-4. An incredibly close day of competition so far, which is really what we want in an event like this. We don't want teams turning up and getting blown out. It's a lot more fun for us and for everyone when this sort of thing happens. So, let's just see if all gamers will be able to extend their lead here. They need 4 rounds versus the 7 required by Q9. And we're yet to have a 7. Oh no, we have had 1 7-2 half, I think. Second half, so let's see if that feat can be replicated here. And AG going to find the first kill. K getting aggressive with his teammates. Take down solo. That's an excellent start here. Q9 losing 1.
And AG, even though they did struggle on their previous Global Risk half, it's because these players on their Global Risk side are actually made to play against teams like Q9. So you're going to see them be a bit more effective than they were against the likes of such a passive team like Boss. Q9 not as eager to be playing very sort of default pick setups here on their Blacklist half, and you can see AG, the aggression, continuing to work for them.
And it's in pairs. It's the most important part of it, the fact that they're guaranteeing the trade. Sorry for interrupting you there.
Oh, no problem. It's definitely strong pairs as well. The only solo player actually going to be ZQ, just waiting for a potential mid-peak there. And we are going to see exactly what he wants to do. But again, we see the Patience plays here behind the mid doors. It's going to be Zemo this time playing, waiting for someone to potentially peek out. But AG, they have the man advantage still even, and TMQ are a bit lit up, so they don't want to get too overzealous on this round and go for another wide peek. But TF, he's going to be in a position where he could run into these first players here up catwalk. He's going to win the exchange there. TF continuing to hit some nice reactions throughout this matchup so far. Takes down Bean. It's already going to be a 2-on-4, and AG potentially with a 7-3 lead if they close this one out, but Zemo doesn't want that to happen. He's going to find one onto TMQ, even though still going to be playing over towards this B bridge area, but he's going to run into a little bit of fire as well. He's already down to just a sliver of health to work with. We'll see if he can capitalize on this and maybe still stay alive and grab a kill. Still a 3-on-2 advantage, but still a round that anyone could take. And now with 30 seconds on the clock, they're going to be wrapping their way for a potential play over towards the A-bomb site.
TF is waiting here with this AWM, but he's dividing his attention between long and short, so it'll all come down to the timing of when he chooses to actually peek out here and if he'll be able to get anything. And indeed, now he's actually looking away from it. Zemo was already wrapped all the way in, but TF still manages to find one with that AWM in close range. Zemo will eventually trade it out, even is low, but 9 seconds. This bomb plant has to come very, very soon. Indeed, and there's the pressure coming through. ZQ will be the one to end it. And it's 7-3 now. All gamers just 3 rounds away from the 3-0. I say good things come in threes, and this will be their 3rd win.
Definitely a great spread on the scoreboard to make it happen now. 4 rounds up, potentially 5 if they can take this one, but it is going to be a pause coming out. 7-3 though on the board. Q9, not quite how we expected them to be sitting here.
No, certainly not. 4-round difference between the 2 teams now. Hopefully things won't take too long to resolve here. We do just have a brief tech pause in the meantime. Talk about how this has gone so far. I mean, Q9, they've been hitting shots individually, but all gamers have been managing to get these clutches happening across the line and doing very well with it as well.
Yeah, and I think it just goes to show that all gamers, not only did they get the side they wanted, they played it, I think, more effectively than we saw them in the past as well. Even though they did have a 7-2 half against Boss, going up against Q9 and pulling off a 6-3 I think is much more difficult here, and they did it with ease. A lot of rounds that seemed like rounds for Q9 to win, AG still took away, and that's a lot of momentum on their side now with the first round of the second half behind them as well, and they really have a ton of momentum behind them to close this one out. Only 3 away. Meanwhile, you've got Q9 in a position where they have to win 7 if they want to take this in regulation, let alone take it to a tie.
That's a pretty crazy amount of rounds to have to win. So all gamers have put themselves in a great position so far. It's not over yet, too early to call, but they've definitely started off the right way. Can't take that away from them. Getting 6 rounds on the preferred side of this map and managing to come away with a win on the not so preferred side of the start shows good things.
Q9, you can tell by the way they're looking right now, they're not happy with how this is playing out so far, but rightfully so. I mean, if they fall here, they are going to be 1-2, and that's not a pretty sight for them because this is actually their last match of the day, and it'd be a shame to see them close out as one of the favorite teams here with a 1-2 finish to their first day.
That means they have to come in tomorrow and win both of their games. They play Carbon and Boss, so it's certainly achievable for them to come through reverse sweep that 3-2 record, but Still not the greatest of starts for them to go down 1 and 2. But look, they're not out of it yet. They're not out of this map yet. And if they lose this map, they're not out of the tournament yet. I think it would be a mistake to write off Q9 here this early. See exactly what they've got in store for us. Hopefully this pause won't be too much longer. But so far, all gamers looking like they're feeling pretty comfortable to take this one out.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at how these standings are playing out, I think it's actually very likely if All Gamers wins, we could actually see Q9 in that 4th seed spot, which would be interesting because that would mean these two teams actually meet before the finals, contrary to what a lot of people were expecting here.
Exactly that. So it'll be interesting to see how this one does go, but hopefully we're back into things soon. I mean, for me, I haven't actually seen as much AWM impact as we have in previous games this game. There's certainly been rounds where they found a kill or two, and where TF's had the big rounds opening up in middle, but overall, it's not been as much the AWMs. The rifles have done an awful lot of the work. The AK-47s and the utility especially been finding a lot more entry kills than I think we've seen in previous games on Black Widow today. So, interesting to note the changes, but look, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Team's still being effective with what they've got.
Yeah, but speaking to changes, though, Q9, they're in the position where they have to change up their playstyle. I think they're almost being a little bit too reserved here against this team of All Gamers who doesn't seem to hesitate to just bring raw aggression all around them. And if they're going to play reserve, I think they need to take that more boss approach where they play in a default. They don't just sort of try and go out for picks by themselves, because Q9, I've seen so many positions where they've just been caught with a single player out trying to frag alone, and that's a free pick for All Gamers time and time again.
Especially when they're running out that player with 2 and not just running the 1v1. So now that we're back into things, Q9 start on or get the second round happening on the blacklist side. And they're going to start it off with the nice early frag on the TF. Found out in mid doors. That's a good start. AWM's going to swap over to solo as well. Given that he's low HP, why not play the one-shot kill weapon instead of going for the weapon you need to spray? You don't need HP to win an AWM duel, whereas you may well need it to win that rifle duel. So we'll see exactly how this one does go, but for now, still a 4v5 for All Gamers, looking to find themselves a pick. Trade this one back. ZQ's hunting around in short, trying to find a bit of something, but so far no such luck. And solo will be caught out.
ZQ with a nice shot there to even things up to a 4v4. Still a winnable round for Q9 if they can have a solid execution here. It looks like they're going to take the bomb over to B. There's only one player directly on site, but they actually do call for the support pretty quickly here. So now it is going to be a 2-man hold. K, though, definitely going to be one of the go-to players here on this entry, but Q9, they're going to have to be flawless on the execution to try and get this site, as they are in desperate need of a round here. Otherwise, it's going to be a 5-round spread on the table for AG. Lots of pressure coming onto this bomb site, but K hasn't been taken down just yet. A lot of box damage coming through, but Even's already found one on the rotation into support here. K finds another. AG holding on nicely, but it's all on Zemo, and it's just not going to happen. It's a big shutdown play, and now AG 8-3.
Incredibly well played from K there as well. By not getting peeked, by not peeking as soon as he was getting spammed through that box, it makes him think they're not there. Because if you're spamming a box, you're expecting as soon as you start shooting at it, someone's going to either die or peek out from behind it and try and get the kill. But K doesn't do that. He bides his time and does get away with the frag. But once again, All Gamers have lost the first player here. ZQ's gone down to the AWM of Bean. Once again, they're in a situation where they need to trade it back. Last round they did well, and if they can take this round, they will, I think, officially push us to the biggest spread we've had. I think we've had a 5-round difference before. If not, 5 rounds is it, but 6 rounds will certainly get us there.
Definitely AG sitting in a very comfortable position here, and presumably the map should be theirs at this point. They're only 2 away from being able to close it out, and as we've seen, Q9, even with these numbers advantages, AG doesn't seem to mind here. They turn them back in their favor and win them time and time again. But Q9, it's not to say it's over just yet. We've seen some crazy turnarounds here, but now more than ever, this could actually be one of the biggest comebacks we've seen so far if Q9 could somehow bring this map back in their favor. Right now, though, they're going to be trying to work into this B bomb site very carefully, but again, we do see Even finding the entry on these rotations behind. He finds another on the flank, and now his team knows to rotate into the B-bomb side as well. It's going to be a shutdown again. TFQ, he gets the double. This could be it. ZZHY finds another, and just like that, it's match point on the table. AG reading them like a book here on this B execution, and now it's match point opportunities here.
And what we've been tipping all day to be one of the best and closest games we've had is, in fact, the least close game we've had. Carbon lost 10-6. That's currently the worst loss we've had up until this one. This could be a 10-3 right here if AG can take the ZQ flash, but still goes in for the headshot. It's a 2-3 frag coming through from him, shutting them down entirely. TF misses a shot, but what does it matter? Evens here. It's a 1 versus 5. Solo can't do anything, and it's a 10-3 all game as they take the 3-0, destroying Q9 and cementing themselves as the #1 seed here with the most dominant win we've had all day.
Just an insane performance from all gamers, and what a way to close it off there with that catwalk hold. Amazing performance here. Q9, a very devastating way to go down. The worst loss we've seen so far today, but all gamers, that's going to put a huge target on their back now. The definite team to beat, 3-0. They take Q9 to 1-2, actually dropping Q9 into a position where they might even fall out here in the group stage and not even make it into the bracket stage if some of their other matches go against them. So definitely a nerve-wracking position, but if you're all gamers right now, you've got to be feeling great after that one.
Yeah, I think no matter what happens here, we're pretty much decided that all gamers have secured themselves a spot in the tournament stage, in the playoffs. They're 3-0. The next game's coming up, I think. Certainly a possibility for them to go even further than this. That would be pretty ridiculous. But 3-0, they've certainly done enough. The remaining games they have to play, where are we? All gamers versus Black Dragon, and they've got to play Pacific Macta. So those are two games that they could potentially grab wins on. I think they'd be tough, but given what they've just done to Q9.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible that they could lose one of those games, but with how they've been performing right now, a 10-3 over Q9, I think that's going to give them enough confidence to at least, at the very worst, finish 4-1. But the 5-0, definitely a real reality possible on the table for them because they've just been playing so well so far in this event.
And again, even if they go 3-2, it doesn't matter. They've still made the playoffs there. They just boosted their round difference an awful lot. And that's one of the, if we have tiebreakers, round win-loss is the first thing that we compare, I believe, then going into some different stats. But they've just given a massive boost to their round win-loss with that +7. So even if they do go 3-2 from here, as long as they don't get stomped, given how the rest of these games have been going without, around 18 round average, which is now gone. But other than that, up until that point, all of our games have been around the 18 round mark ±1. So at this point, they've done essentially enough to pretty much guarantee themselves first seed, and they're not done yet.
And now it's really just going to open up the opportunities to see who's going to swing up into those next couple spots and secure those spots in the bracket stage. Obviously, we have Pacific sitting up there comfortably at 2-1, but now there's going to be some questions in the air for those other spots because now you've got Black Dragons and Q9, both who started off the day fairly strong, sitting at 1-2. So interesting to see that progress, but it's going to be tough to see who can come out on top. But we'll take a break here, and we're going to be back with yet another game. Still mini games to go today, but still, time will tell who comes out on top.